Welcome to the Goof and Goober Show, the podcast that brings you laughter, insight, and the quirkiest conversations. Join your hosts, Matthew and Regan, as they embark on a delightful journey through the realms of pop culture, humor, and everyday shenanigans. So, buckle up and get ready for a roller coaster of fun and entertainment. Let's dive into the world of laughs with Matthew and Regan on the Goof and the Goober Show. What is going on, Goof and Goober Nation, the GG Nation? It is good to see you. It's been a while. We are so sorry. It's been about, 2 weeks there? But guys, I'm your host, Regan Dvorak. I am one of the GGs, the founding fathers of the GGs. And if you guys are, before I, plug my co-host, I also want to plug ourselves. So if you guys are on Instagram, Twitch, YouTube, Facebook, why don't you guys do us a favor and follow us, follow our content, comment on our content, like our content, all the fun stuff. You can definitely find us on all that stuff at the Goof and Goober Show. But with me, standing in beside me, about an hour away from me currently, is my man, my best friend, the man, the myth, the man that provided for me when I was in college, the guy that screwed me over so many times by having me do dumb challenges, by drink oil, or what was it, olive oil. It wasn't a challenge, I guess it was the odds game, and I lost. But the man, the myth, Matthew Leathers. Matthew.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. Yeah, that's me.
That's him.
Everything you just said, it's totally true. We have had the highs and we've had some freaking lows. But not like really bad lows, like breakup friendship type thing. But
we would never break up our friendship.
Yeah.
I don't
just
think there would be.
Hey, let's go odds here. And if you lose, you get to chug a shot of canola oil. And yeah.
I mean, the odds were a huge thing back in the day. And I remember doing those in college, and some of the odds were crazy. The odd game was crazy back in the day.
I had a guy my freshman year of college. His name was Paul Candelario.
Oh, geez.
He got odds to eat goose poop out in front of Crown my freshman year after Selah.
Did he do it?
He did.
No way.
He did. I promise you, he did. I promise you. I put that on everything that I own. Not obviously my child. I'm not going to put her life on the line, but yeah. He ate goose poop.
Why is it the wildest stories of the odds game is always having to do with poop? I don't know why it is, because my wild odds game story is same thing, college, freshman year, and somebody took a major, huge, ginormous poop in the men's bathroom, and somebody odds him into picking it up out of the toilet and holding it in his hands, and he lost, and so he had to do it, and he did it, and then ended up puking all over. It was nasty. I don't know why it is with the odds and the poop, but it seems to be working out just fine. But this episode's kind of special because we are getting into the Christmas season. And around this time last year, Matthew and I were ramping it up for this podcast. It's been almost a year, and man, it's been a wild ride. But we are boosting things up this season of Christmas. And one of the things you'll just need to kind of watch and pay attention of what we're doing But we got some special things coming down the pipeline for you guys. And so make sure you're liking and subscribing to us, and keeping watch over what we're sending out, because it's going to be something real special. We put a lot of work into this, and we're pretty happy about where we're heading, especially in 2024. But here, before we get into it, I do want to show you a little snippet of something that we are doing. A little something that Matthew and I have put.
For those of you who aren't at the live show right now, you may not be able to see it, so we'll try to explain it visually with our words.
It's not even a visual. What did you think I was going to show?
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you were showing something else. Go ahead.
What did you think I was going to show?
Nothing. Something average, probably. Average in size.
If you guys like Techno Christmas, I got something for you. First ever live showing.
We can't hear it as a viewer.
You can't?
We can't.
Oh no, Fred.
I'm sorry.
That is my bad.
Yeah. So screw you, obviously, for
to share either share a tab or screen instead. Okay, I have to share a screen because I was just showing you my window, and apparently you can't share the. I don't know. Okay, so I got to 9 seconds.
What is that on your screen?
Don't look; it's all blurred. To the Goof and Goober Show, 2 men, 1 mic. Here we go. If you guys like a Techno Christmas, if you can see down here, Techno Christmas, you're gonna love this. All right, listen up. Oh yeah.
Oh baby.
In a world of circuits, wires glow, Santa sleigh in neon, ready to go. Through the digital snow, he rides with cheer, techno Christmas vibes, loud and clear, By every caroler singing in chord, electric jingle down every note. The motherboard's lit with festive light, a cybernetic Christmas beauty light. Dance to the beat of the Christmas chord. Machines and reindeers all ready to go. Silicon stocking by the virtual fire. A techno Christmas like the circuits inspire. Oh yeah, I did.
Oh baby.
That's just a little. Oh shoot! I gotta stop sharing my screen.
Oh no!
What was that?
What was that? Well, ladies and gentlemen, give it to a warm applause to Regan for creating a song. So big round of applause for him.
Thanks.
I really appreciate everyone for coming in and taking a listen to that.
If our soundboard was working right now,
loud and clear.
This is my favorite part, dude. That's my favorite part. Can we just play it one more time, but with that, just the loud and clear.
And by the way, I had 0 part in the song. 0 part. So give it to friggin' Regan for putting together something friggin'
I spent a whole friggin' day, I think, doing that. Dude,
loud and clear.
Let's make sure that the audio's ready. Here we go.
Neon, ready to go.
Oh, it's not the part.
Through the digital snow, he rides with cheer, techno Christmas vibes, loud and clear.
By every caroler singing in chord, electric jingle. So freaking good, dude.
Regan's known to make some songs. That's just what he does. He's known to write some songs. There was one song. I don't know if you have it still. I know you made one for your wife when you guys were dating.
Yeah, I could maybe show. I mean, if we got. I mean, we're so today we're talking about the Marvels. If you guys haven't, and I mean, we could do that right now before we do it. You know, I just got to make sure this is the right song.
We got to listen to this song, man. Regan's a big old writer. He just writes a lot of stuff,
man. It's just one thing I do.
He also made a song for this one person a long time ago. I can't remember the name, but we should find that one too, because that one was really good. That one was real good.
Okay,
it's okay. You just written so many songs.
Let's see if it showed up here. There
it
is. All right, here we go. We're gonna download this bad boy. Open it up here. She's opening. Oh, there it goes. We're ready. How long is this? Almost 4 minutes. Let's see. This is gonna be good.
Just play a part of it. Yeah.
Well, we got to play the first part. You know. Here we go. You see that? Yeah. Here we go.
Taylor's song.
Single.
Oh.
I don't know. I feel like we could play the whole song. 4 minutes ain't that long. Smiles are nice. Dude, I remember writing this. Oh, yeah, dude. That deep voice.
You and me, oh, I can see everything.
Man, freaking still got it.
And I could just hold you. You and me both knew where we could go.
Where we could go? What does that mean?
And I can see.
I should have played this at our wedding, but I didn't. Guitar solo. That's probably
a minute 45 seconds into the song. The timing was just...
Yeah. Here we go. Well, I moved up. Oh, yeah.
Now pause it for a second.
Okay.
How long into your relationship were you when you made this song?
I have no idea, dude. Probably a couple months. Let me see what is it. Is that up here? Oh, but it doesn't tell me. I don't know. I would tell you if I knew the date I made it.
You just got to go through your text messages, man.
Yeah.
Go next to you. Tell them that you are beautiful. I wanna take you dancing.
I messed up there.
Show you the whole my
We'll get to that.
I wanna hold you tightly. Never let go.
Oh gosh, there it is. Then here comes.
It's so off. And I know you're trying to layer the sound.
Yeah, dude. Man, those were the days. Just a little glimpse into what I've done in my past. Something. I'm not like I'm totally embarrassed. I'm very proud of it. I think I do enjoy it.
Oh, Regan's Regan doesn't really get that, but you have to admit. So do you have a picture of how the room was set up back then?
No, I think if you look on our Instagram, you could see a picture of picture of. You're
That
talking
was
about when we were living in your
you were
apartment,
living with me.
basically. So
Yeah.
when I was living in Matthew, well, like I said at the very beginning of the show, Matthew took me in, and basically he was my father. Well,
Oh man,
you got to send it. Oh, stop! Get
it
out of
just
there.
popped up on my screen. Go ahead, you go.
But Matthew took me in, and he was basically my father. Is where I was, and then he and his wife actually gave me their room that they were sleeping in, because they were like, well, we don't really use it as much. We got the whole apartment, so you can just have this, and this can be your space. And it was really kind. Then Matthew, he always has a place in my heart because of that. Not just because I just love him for who he is, but he just, the things he's done for me is, he's got his best intentions for me. So yeah, that's a little fun. But the room was set up in a manner where I had a bunk bed, and then below that was the desk. I had like a bunk bed, or loft bed. Actually, I should correct myself. It's loft bed with the desk underneath, and I would create my music. So one night, is that what you wanted to talk about, Matthew? I'm assuming so.
Yeah. Yep.
So one night it was you, and if you guys listen to episode 2 or 3 of the podcast, we have a special guest star, Jesse Cinegram, and he was there too, right? Or was it Josh Chisholm?
It was Chisholm.
Okay. Well, maybe from what I remember it was Jesse, but could have been another guy.
It could have been any of those guys. Cause they were
But
at
I
their,
basically was just upstairs singing my heart out, and the Matthew and the whoever he was is sitting down there, and they're probably just having a conversation, and then all of a sudden they hear this guy. Yes. Oh yeah, baby, I still got it,
baby.
I love those. Oh man, yeah.
I just sent you a message I just sent you a text message with the picture, because we're talking about old times for a second, and
oh gosh,
we were just talking about this recently. Regan and I played tennis, and
you're wearing a mask.
I'm wearing a mask, but look at what I'm. So I had grabbed these shorts out of my drawer, but the problem is I didn't know whose shorts they were, and so I get to so I grabbed the shorts because I thought they were mine. First off, okay, and somehow Regan's shorts got mixed with my shorts, because we were on the same tennis team, and so for that match, I had to wear like a small short or a medium short, something like that, because Regan liked his shorts short. And for those that don't understand, I'm 6'1", 6'2", and at the time I was like, "What?
You're 6 foot, 6'1", 6'1", 6'2". There's no way you're
I'm 6'1" and 3/4".
Well, then I'm 6'2". Then
I didn't say you weren't 6'2".
Well,
I would say you're
know
probably
I'm not
6'1", 6'2". Is probably
I'm
what the range I
definitely
would give
not
you.
6 foot.
But I'm trying to
always
explain
put myself
it to
at
the
6
people,
foot.
All right, so I'm like 6'1", 6'2", somewhere around there. Okay,
geez.
300 pounds.
Yeah.
Now he was wearing like a small, and my freaking butt cheeks were tighter than no one's end.
There was no end, there was no end to those butt cheeks. It was just,
super tight. I had bad ankles. It was bad.
It was good though. I mean, you did. Yeah, it's true. You got your ankles wrecked in tennis, but that's one thing in tennis. It keeps you on your toes, gets your calves popping, and That's when Matthew. I mean, we were just basically playing tennis for the fun of it. And man, it was great. It was so good.
It was
Such a good time. It was a good time. I enjoyed those times, even though like we
Except getting
sucked.
freaking wrecked.
Yeah, we got
Getting wrecked
wrecked
sucked.
every time, except once I did win a match. I did win a match, so I was really happy about that.
What up, Thor?
So
Sorry, guys.
And well, also forewarning for you guys, Matthew's is kind of home alone with his daughter, which is fine.
And dogs.
We're a family friendly podcast.
So
sometimes
I'm looking at my
most
Find
of the
My
times,
Friends right now, and
geez.
I see Kaylee, my wife, might be driving home. See, what I would probably be a little bit upset about if she doesn't freaking bring me food after going out, and I have to podcast with my child and dogs and have to deal with all that.
You haven't eaten food yet?
No, I haven't eaten food because of my whole life is built around everybody else. Like, this is how it is. You know,
right.
I've been up since 8 o'clock, working all day, worked until 7.
Working 9 to 5, man.
Boom.
Dang.
Working 9 to 5.
Yeah.
Dude, I get my stats every week. Guess how many hours I worked on every single day last week on the average.
Well, how do they track that?
Like
That's my
dialing.
question. Oh, how many
Dialing
dials?
through. No. So like when I dial, there can't be any pause. Like the pause in between dials is stopped.
So it's
So like if I take an hour off for work, it deducts an hour from my time frame.
But it's only tracking when you're dialing, like when you're actually calling.
So if I
somebody.
make my last dial at 5 o'clock, I will have worked 6.5 hours because I get an hour off for lunch.
Oh, okay.
The hour off for lunch is an hour off unless you work for that hour.
Do they actually keep track of that?
The whole system. So in our system, it'll show like if you're dialing within a certain period, it counts that you're in.
Yeah.
What is that?
It's a marker.
A sticker?
It's a sticker. I should probably take off. Sorry. I'm sorry. I'm doing this. It's just bothering the crap out of me because it's orange and it's in the background and there's no reason for it to be there.
Basically, to make it simple, is that it tracks between the dials after a certain amount. It either counts or it doesn't count. Right? Because if you're off the phone for 10, 15 minutes, it doesn't count towards your day.
Okay. So it's basically from when you first call to your last call.
Essentially. But it's counting in between. If you get a 10-minute break or 15-minute break, that 10, 15-minute break isn't counting.
Right.
So,
right.
So last week, I averaged 10.18 hours per day last week.
So what's that, like 50 hours?
Yeah. 50 plus hours.
I mean, guys at my work work 80 hours a week.
No, they don't.
Yeah.
Doing what?
Roughing. They're out with the crews.
Oh, roofing's different.
Yeah, well, they're not necessarily roughing. I should say that they're out there making they're project managing. I should say, with the other crews.
I just had a conversation with the guy who owns a company, and you know what? You know what he told me? The realest thing about project managers.
He said, squad.
I can't wait to be a freaking project manager and not have to be on these jobs. Because project managers ain't got to do crap. And I was like, wait, project managers don't have to do crap? He's like, yeah, all you do is just... Shut up. Oh my gosh. Stupid dog, man.
Love
Irritates
it, dude.
the piss out of me.
Oh, great.
Yeah, but he goes, yeah, project managing's the easiest thing ever. You want to go hammer a nail all day? No way. And he basically was like, the reason why he started working with us because he wanted to become a project manager instead of having to be on the roof all day.
So
Project managers, all they do is just get people to the job and make sure they're on the job. Supplies are there,
and that's basically what our company is that we are the project managers. But like you said, the guy was an actual rougher. He's up there in actual roughing. He's got a crew and all that.
He actually does the roofing. Yeah, and he's like, dude, project managing is stupid.
Well, yeah, I mean, you just need to know.
He was like,
you need to know what you're doing, though. That's the other thing is that you need to be well, technically, you should be the smartest person on the job site. So if a guy's got a problem or question, you should know what to do.
Usually, project managers aren't even on the job.
Well, not all the time, yeah.
Usually they just have people. They just direct people to the job and they trust them, so they don't have to be there.
Not all the time.
So, like the project manager that I had for my roof, he wasn't even at the project, and he told me he wasn't. But he goes, "But I'll walk you through afterwards if you want. Take a look at it, make sure it's all good."
What a great project manager.
Yeah, what a great project manager.
Jeez.
But yeah, regardless. But you also have to. So the reason why I bring that up, 10 hours on average per day just for work. I've been working through my lunch. So
really?
That's because I've been on the grind, dude. I've been on the grind. I've got some stuff I gotta pay. I got bills I gotta pay.
I got bills. Well,
and at the end of December, it's gonna be so good, man. It's gonna be so good, man. Quick question: since you're an accountant, can I write off paying off loans and stuff like that? Is that like a thing?
No, I don't think so. You can they give you your loan,
like a credit that I pay.
Yeah, they'll give you like a write-off, not necessarily a write-off. Right on live, right there.
Sorry, guys. King dog, man. Just like sometimes I just want to get rid of the dog. I love the dog to death, but I just want to get rid of the dog sometimes.
No, dude. Tell me about it.
Sometimes and it scares the freaking crap out of me.
Just no reason.
Like you've
for
been
no
there.
reason.
You've been there. You're just like quiet, chilling, and then all of a sudden, and your chest is like,
what the heck?
A freaking heart attack. Yeah, it's like he's got the girliest bark ever. It's not even deep. It's like squealy. Yeah.
No, what was I gonna say? Gosh darn it.
Yeah, we always do that. Unfortunate.
Yeah, well, whatever.
We've got Thor, shut up. Shut up. There's nobody out there.
Man.
We got to figure out what we're doing after the Marvels, by the way. Like what movies we're doing, what we're talking about.
What we got. So this weekend, we could talk a little bit about that. This weekend, I might have some time to do something, or Thursday or something like that for us to do something.
Do something as in
watch a movie or do something like for. Well, that's right. You're leaving for Texas this week.
Yep.
Thursday.
So I leave for Texas on Thursday. So what I'm doing is I'm bringing all my stream stuff. Well, not all of it, but I'm going to bring a large majority of it so I can stream in Texas.
Okay. Okay, good. So I'm not hanging around for no reason. Good.
Exactly. And then next week we should try to get a guest on. See if we can get Max on. I think Max would be a good like little Christmas one. See if he'd come on for it.
We can ask him. I think you need to ask him though this time.
I'll ask him. We just got to pick what we want to do or watch.
Yeah, I think I agree. We got to figure out what we want to watch. We could do Napoleon. What other movies are out there? Movies.
I think there's a new one coming out, like a Christmas one or something.
Well, I think Wonka's coming out not this weekend, but the next weekend. We should probably do that.
Movie's coming out this weekend.
And
Die Hard.
That's just a freaking Godzilla -1.
Never heard of it.
I've never heard of it either, but I think it's it comes out today, or I guess it's out today. But this is looks like a Japanese or Chinese one. Interesting.
Dude, we went to guys, I just want to tell you something. I don't really fall asleep to movies very often.
Oh, no.
I fell asleep to a movie recently.
Yeah.
And guys, I feel bad. I feel really bad. Yeah, I feel really bad about it. I fell asleep to the movie Wish.
Oof.
And let me tell you what. It was a combination of a couple things.
Let me tell you what.
First things first. I didn't like it. I didn't like it very much. It was meh.
Yeah.
Meh. It was okay. The other thing is I was really tired, so that's probably why I fell asleep. Long day. It's like one of those 10-hour days last week.
Yeah.
Like no, actually, it was like 11-hour day because I had started work earlier than my normal time. Oh, Kaylee's home.
Hopefully she brought food for you.
Finally. Yeah, hopefully she brought me food. Probably not.
Oh boy.
What is it? Wow, she actually brought me food.
Oh.
Wow. She was probably watching the podcast and picked it up on her way back.
Never give her the benefit of the doubt.
Never give her the benefit of the doubt. Let's see what we got here. Let's see what we got. We got nachos. A little tough on the notch. A little frozen beans. Probably sitting in the car the entire time. She was at her friend's house.
There it is.
Oh man.
Bum, 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 bum. All
right, let's talk about the Marvels. Let's get it over with.
All right, let's go into
We're
it.
kind of stalling it.
Well, I was waiting to see if you want. I don't know. Well, I don't know.
I was stalling it.
Yeah. Well,
I'm sorry.
that's typical. All right, guys, let's get into the Marvels. Matthew and I watched this a couple weeks ago. We haven't been able to do that or technically review it for, I don't know, for those weeks because we've just been busy. Other things got in the way.
We got
But
some
here
stuff
we
we're doing.
We are here. We're talking about the Marvels. Matthew, let me get into just the synopsis here. And then I want your non-spoiler review. And then we'll get into the spoiling. You might need to help me out with this, though. You'll hear why in just a little bit. The synopsis: Carol Danvers gets her powers entangled with those of Kamala Khan and Monica Rambeau, forcing them to work together to save the universe. Matthew, non-spoiler rating review, go. Oh, I guess
2.5 out of 5.
Okay, and this also stars Brie Larson as Carol Danvers, Tiana Paris as Monica Rambeau, Aman Vellani as Kamala Khan. You got Samuel L. Jackson as coming back as Nick Fury. A variety of other cast and crew that you've seen in previous movies, like Miss Marvel or Captain Marvel, and all that jazz. But you said, what was that, 2.5?
It's a 2.5 for me. There's no question about it. This, and again, this is our non-spoiler. This movie has a lot of different plot holes. This is it's a fun movie at times.
Right.
It's not like one of those. It's not one of those ones that if I scroll through Disney Plus or my movie list, that I'm like, oh my gosh, I have to watch this, or like I'm craving to watch it. Like, it's just not one of those movies. And there's just a lot of random crap that happens in this movie as well that just make no sense. And I mean, that's why I got to give it a 2.5, which kind of aligns now that I'm looking at the reviews, is it's like around 50% with
Right.
Metacritic and 610. Like, it's pretty close. This is, to me, when we were talking about Loki,
Yep.
this was our fear. Our fear was that they made great content with Loki, and that they were at their high, and then all of a sudden they just fell off. And this is one of the falling off moments. Again, fun movie at times, but not what we would expect in a Marvel's movie. So that's my non-spoiler.
Yeah. Well, I agree, man. I'm with you. I think I probably lower than that. I'm going like maybe 1.8, 1.7. This is not a movie I'm just super excited for. Wasn't really excited for at the beginning. I didn't come in here. My expectations were really low, and they were lowered coming into this. I am just amazed. Just about everything. About just how bad they did. I don't know. It's like I love Brie Larson as Captain Marvel. I think she did an amazing job in like Phase 4. But the new what they did here with this whole villain and Kamala Khan and Monica Rambeau, they just didn't fit. They weren't fitting for me, and this just came off very just cringy and just, why are we doing this? Why are we listening to this? What's the point? What's the point of this? Because there was just no point in it except just to, I mean, literally just make women a whole woman movie, Marvel, and just women all this, because it's directed by Nia DaCosta, which I'm sure she is probably good, but she's done things like Candyman, Little Woman. None of them have gotten over a 6.2 ranking. So it's just, I don't know. I'm not a huge fan of this. It's not, and she's just, I think they could have done a lot better. But it's just I'm not saying it's like this whole, because I do believe that there's like this whole wokeism, but I don't want to blame it on that. But it is, we have to make an all-woman movie here because we've never done it, so we have to do it. It's just like, well, okay, you can do it.
Then we don't have to put a story behind it, really.
Yeah, like you didn't really put any like actual effort in it. It's like not actually good. It's, I can put my kid to do something for the very first time, but he's gonna do a horrible job at it. Maybe he'll probably, I don't know, get better, but I mean, you don't put him on the main stage right off the get-go. It looks like this Nina Costa has only directed 6 movies. Yeah, 6 movies here. Or written. And now you've written 6 movies. Now you can direct this whole movie. It's just like,
you can direct a Marvel movie.
Yeah, a Marvel movie. in the Disney Marvel movie and the Marvel movie that is being talked and put millions of dollars in. It's just like this isn't it. So that's my first. It's like a 1.7. It's just not it for me. So we are gonna go.
Oh, you're dropping it from the 1.8.
Yeah, it's just that bad, dude.
Just after communicating your thoughts, you're like,
It
sounds like a 1.7. Actually,
it's just it's that bad for me that I'm like I just can't do it. Anyways, we are gonna get into the spoilers. We got a treat for you because we had made a spoiler warning this time. So guys, get ready. I'm gonna have to share my screen because I got to do the entire screen. Our soundboard's not working, but we're gonna do this here. So listen up. Hey there, Goof and Goober fans. Before we dive into the episode, we want to give you a heads up. Spoilers ahead. This message is equipped with our official Goof and Goober Show rating system, so you know just what you're getting into. Come on, follow along. 5-star, a must-watch. Prepare for a roller coaster of emotions, jaw-dropping twists, and laughs that will leave your sides aching. These are game changers. Then we have a 4-star. This is entertaining. While not quite a life-altering experience, these movies and TV shows are popcorn recommended. 3 stars, average and not groundbreaking. A decent movie or episode that will still deliver the goods. It's worth a watch for dedicated fans. 2 stars, room for improvement. These movies or TV shows have their moments but fall short of our standard. And of course, 1 star, proceed with caution, buckle up. These are trash. Well, now that you know our rating system, let's jump in. Anyways, here we are. Okay, this. I actually should have just done that in my very beginning of my review. I fell asleep during this movie.
That's right. Regan fell asleep during this movie.
That's why I needed your help. But this is just a. I want to talk
about this heap of garbage, man. Let's just talk about this heap of garbage.
The thing that let's talk about the thing that's bothering.
Based off of our 5 stars, I can't call it a heap of garbage, but you can.
Yes, I can. That's why I
don't think it's a heap of garbage.
I think it's a heap of garbage. Let's talk about what we thought. What bothered us most about this show, this whole movie.
Okay.
What for you? What was the thing that bothered you?
The biggest thing that bothered me the most about this movie was the freaking the land of water or whatever with the musicals.
Made no sense.
I myself and Regan, we love musicals. We're big musical guys. Okay.
Oh yeah.
So me watching a musical, totally fine. But going into that part in the movie, we come to find out that Captain Marvel got married to these people, this guy who's the king of these people, but their only way of communicating is through song and dance. Yeah. And so it's just kind of a weird setup from the get-go. But then the entire time of that setup, which was just the weirdest period, was just the communication between them is that they literally just had to sing everything. And this is not the Captain Marvel that we've got who, I mean, not saying that she couldn't do singing or anything like that, but it's just like, why? And we've never been introduced to these types of people before.
Okay, quick question, Matthew, because you watched the whole thing. If the guy from that whole thing, this guy, the king of that whole thing, was he this important to be a backdrop in the movie? Like to have this,
no.
So I'm showing them a picture of the king, and basically it's a full on portrait of the guy.
Yeah, he's got his
with
own like photo action shot type thing.
Yeah.
No, he did no. In no way did he play a big enough role that he needed to have like a poster like that. Because the setup was, and I know we're kind of jumping around here, but you asked me what my like least favorite part was.
You're good.
Is the fact that so there's the land that this lady, the villain, I don't even remember her name, is from. Essentially, they don't have any water anymore for some reason. And so now they're going to use the land from this guy's planet and water from the planet to fuel the water on her planet. Essentially, she's going to steal the water. Is what to make it simple.
Yep.
There is there should be zero reason why this guy has a shot at all, because first off, I don't even think he was in the commercials, or maybe I didn't watch enough of the marketing, but he was in a very small portion of the movie,
right?
And a random part of the movie too.
His name is Park Seo-joon. And he was born in 1980 in Seoul. He's a Korean guy, so he might be just like a Korean star. And then,
by the way, my wife came to the movie with us.
Yep.
And she fell asleep during the movie. That's got to mean something.
It's true.
So 2 people fell asleep during this movie. But we'll skip ahead to this next part. So the second thing that I hated about this movie was the jumping around plot points that they had. The amount of jumps from one plot point to the next scene to the next. And I understand. So the premise of the movie is that somehow Captain Marvel, Miss Marvel, and what's her name?
The Monica Rambeau.
Monica Rambeau somehow obviously they all connected some way somehow. In that when one person used the power that they had, they would essentially switch spots. But it got to the point where it was just like complete the mission, complete what you're doing at the time. Like, and it was just like the first 20-30 minutes of the movie was just them jumping around using their powers and not being able to control it. And then later in the movie, kind of the same idea is that they were jumping around, but they weren't jumping around from person to person. They were jumping around from, okay, now we're at this location. Now they're going to steal this. Now these people hate them. Now this happens. Now this happens. But there's no like, it's just a bunch of plot points slapped on a movie. And that's what they did. Like, there's no real connection, and it's That's why I give it a 2.5, because look, if they would have cleared up some of those things, right? Like actually had some sort of story arc connecting with XYZ certain scenes that happened in the movie, then it could have connected a little bit better. That made, this a better movie. But the problem is that they were going for a movie that is all female led, that it's all female empowerment. What they're doing is, like, who cares about that? Just build a good story.
Yeah.
Like, you have 3 pretty dang good superheroes leading a movie. Like, that should be enough, right? Like, you don't have to try to fill the void or try to appeal to that type of group. Just focus on the story, because guess what happens after this is that we've got to go on beyond this with what you just gave us, which is a pile of poop, essentially, like unpooped poop. It's like sitting in your stomach with hasn't been pooped yet, hasn't been digested yet. Just a bunch of crap. And that's just it was irritating, and I was like, I didn't even try to wake up Regan or my wife. I just was like, you know what? If they want to sleep through part of this movie, go ahead. Like, it's not worth it. The only reason I'm awake, I don't even know why I was awake. Like, I don't know.
Yeah,
but again,
that?
the problem is that at times it was fun. That's where, and it's like Marvel's good at creating fun content and keeping you engaged in some portions, but this movie was just so jumbled, like back and forth, that it just doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, for me, yeah, I was there. It's just, I think there was some fun parts in this whole thing that I just like. It was okay. Yeah, okay, this is fun a little bit. And they did do some things well, which is why I didn't like go overboard and just say like 0 or anything like that, or just a 1. But I think overall, the thing that really just irritated me was the villain, Dar-Ben, or Zawi Ashton. What is that? What her name is? I can't. It's just not even like Dar-Ben. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just how the actor, the person, all of this is just that I just.
Oh, it
wasn't impressed by this. It was like, if we look at her, it looks like they're just spoofing off of Ronan from Guardians of the Galaxy. If you see my screen, it's just this girl that's holding like basically Ronan's hammer from Guardians of the Galaxy, and then just sitting there with two guys that look like Ronan, and then it's her, and she has her fist somewhat closed, but it's not fully grasped. Like, it's like anger, but it's just somewhat just sitting there, and then she's just kind of with her hands nonchalantly on this like staff with a hammer, and then her face is with this little smug, like not even smug, it's just kind of like a little smile coming up. And it's like, you're a villain. You're supposed to look scary. You're supposed to look like you'd kill anybody in this room, and you're supposed to show that you're a leader. This woman showed none of that. This woman, whoever did the casting for this villain, did a horrible job. Horrendous. And there's some women out there that, I mean, actors wise and all that stuff.
This. They're just like, oh my gosh, yeah. Oh, it's so good.
But it's just, this wasn't good at all. And that was the thing. The only thing, the only thing was Brie Larson. I think was the only good part that came out of this. And it's just,
I'd argue the other Marvel was pretty good. What's her name? Rambeau. Monica Rambeau was okay.
She was all right. I think, I mean, Kamala Khan, the friggin' Miss Marvel, I do not like her. Her character is just dumb. It is trying to do a spin-off of Spider-Man and Star-Lord in some ways. And
it's Mr. Fantastic. Like, partially.
And Mr. Yeah. And it's just, they do a horrible job, and it is infuriating to go. I mean, we already knew that we just wanted to have the high of Loki season 2.
Oh, we knew
that, and we just, we had to come. We knew it was going to be our expectations for this film was really nothing. We just thought we just had no expectations for this film, that it wasn't going to do anything. It was just really nothing. Literally, and coming out of this, like, the only thing I was actually somewhat impressed with was, there were some like comical spots that I actually thought were funny. Other than that, no, I'm not a fan of this or what they did with the Marvels. The whole musical thing. We are a superhero freaking movie that this is just dumb. I'm sorry to say it. No, I'm not even. No, I'm not sorry. You got to do better, Marvel. If Matthew and I had this budget of however much money it was, I guarantee you, we would probably. I mean, from our scores, bringing up at least 1 point, a full point. For Matthew, for sure. For me, 2, for sure. At least in the 3s. If me and you were to direct this and take over the Marvels, we would bring our scores up by, yours 1 point, mine probably 2 points in a 3.
Yeah.
And this is just horrendous. And it's sad that this is something Marvel approved, or not even Marvel, Disney approved. But like we said before, this is we need women to do it all. We need to like all woman cast and all women director, writers.
They also made freaking Nick Fury act like a little baby back Bisquick in the movie, when in reality, like, he's a BA, and he's been like that in all of the other movies. So it's like, why change that? What's your purpose of changing that? That's where I also, and look, I'm not saying like we could have been perfect on it. I'm sure we would have messed up on some of these things. And we're okay with saying that, but I think the problem is that this story is only meant as a filler when it should have been as one of the takeoff movies of the future of Marvel. Because the only thing that this movie really does good at, there's some comical scenes, it's fun at times, and that at the end of the movie, we're introduced, or we're brought up to freaking Kate, what's her name? Kate Bishop as what's her name? Hawkeye girl, whatever her name is, Kate Bishop. And then at the end, mid-credit scene, we get that Monica Rambeau, who got lost in another reality, we're introduced to the X-Men.
Oh, yeah.
All of which have nothing to do with this movie. Those two things make the entire movie. Like, that's probably why I have a 2.5, is because there are things that they could have worked on to make it a little bit better. But the fact that they added that probably increased my score a little bit, to be honest with you, because they're trying to set up the Young Avengers. So that's the movie that 5 minutes of this movie, less than that, is setting up the Young Avengers. And then the mid-credit scene is that we're introduced to the X-Men. And that is, if you're creating a movie and the movie itself is so unforgettable that all people can care about is the last part in the post-credit scene, there's a problem. There's a problem, right? So, like, for an example, Eternals kind of plays the same role. Is that, like, I don't remember very much about the movie because it wasn't a very good movie. And then at the end, we get the post-credit scene where I was showing Regan today about the Black Knight and Blade, right? Because the post-credit scene was really good. But Endgame, like, I'm all in it.
Yeah.
I'm all in it. Thor Ragnarok, I'm all in it. Iron Man 1, I'm all in it. Captain America, I'm all in it, right? I don't even remember the post-credit scenes for... Well, I could probably sit here and think about it and probably figure it out, but this one, if I think down the road 2 or 3 months from now, and I'm like, man, what did I get out of this movie? All I'm going to think about is Young Avengers and X-Men. That's it. This is not a movie I'm going to sit here and watch. Maybe if I am bored and I've watched everything on Disney Plus, maybe I'll throw it on. But I'm not going to watch it because I it's my number one option, or heck, even my number 15th option. And that's what pisses me off, because Marvel does so well with Loki, and we just got done watching Loki. And Loki was just so good. Storytelling, building in characters, setting up the future of Marvel. Like, it just
yeah, there's just
I hate to say it, but it's just like, you're right. And it's like they're just trying to appeal to certain crowds for certain movies, but it's like they're all connected in the end, right? Like, they all have to be connected.
Right. And that's where I'm like, I don't know. And maybe, I don't know. I didn't grow up where I was really waiting for the next comic book. So I don't necessarily know, like, for the comics, oh man, this was so bad or anything like that. Because in the end, they did do great things from Marvel's standpoint. I mean, it wasn't like super like crazy, but they did amazing things with their comics. And that's where Marvel has to see and make adjustments right now. And I hope that the Marvels, I should say, somehow, hang on. They have Hollywood Music and Media Awards. Best Original Score for Sci-Fi Fantasy and Sci-Fi Fantasy Film. Best Original Score. Just for the music. Nothing else. But for music. And I don't even remember the music. It's got a 6.0 rating on IMDb. Most people ranked it 1. There's about 12K. 20% is at one star. So Matthew and I are definitely not in the minority here. I want to know though their gross revenue. And this theatrical run 210 million globally. The movie had a $220 million budget plus 100 million on marketing, according to Vanity. So right now, Marvel is losing money. $110 million is what they've lost so far investing in this whole movie. That is insane. And I hope this hurts them. Obviously, they've lost 110 more. I mean, they've put in, 220. So half of the money that they put into it, they haven't even got back. So they lost basically half the money that they put into it. And it's just...
So to put it in perspective, so the box office for all of November, Hunger Games made $106 million, $120 million in total gross. Number 2 came The Marvels at $78 million. The following,
and this
right
is in November.
This is November, just November.
Okay.
Trolls band together, $66 million. Trolls.
It's not like the first movie. It's like the third movie.
Yeah, think about it. Disney has so much backing, so much money to invest into marketing and to create a movie that can make a ton of money, and they make a crap movie, and Trolls is right on their neck. Trolls. We're talking about Trolls. I can't even begin to understand, like, It's like either you care or you don't care.
Yeah.
Like either you care or you don't care. Taylor Swift, box office, October,
Well, that's
150. That doesn't really count. Let's scratch that. Five Nights at Freddy's, $89 million. Five Nights at Freddy's. Halloween time.
it's just
Beating
I
the
don't know.
Marvels.
It's not that Matthew and I have anything against women or anything like all women
not at
cast
all.
and crew. We just think you can't force it. This needs to happen. Like if you've earned it, like I don't think what's her face from what I've seen, and she's done she's written 6 things, 6 movies, and all of them have not been successful. But we decide that she's also directing it. So she wrote it and directed it. So she must have been one of the main writers. And then she did the Candyman, Little Woods, Hedda. What is this?
Just to give you
Ghost
context
Tape.
here, guys. To give you context, Guardians of the Galaxy made $310 million in the box office in May. Now, all of you could say, well, it's the Guardians of the Galaxy, this is their last one, it's just a 3-movie part series.
This is Marvel.
It doesn't matter. Yeah, it doesn't matter. It's
Right.
Marvel. Like you need to build a brand that's telling your customers, your people who go out and watch your movies, that you make good movies regardless if it's Guardians of the Galaxy, if it's freaking Grogu and the freaking the stormtroopers go out for, tea, or, Ahsoka, right? Like all of it needs to be higher quality because you need to set the standard that you're Disney, right? Like that's Super Mario Bros. Made $71 million just in May.
But like that's the thing. Disney has always been the ones that has set the standards for movies for like, for a long while it was just for animated series, animated movies. And now they're and then they started setting the tone for just, superheroes, some action pack, like Pirates of the Caribbean. You got Iron Man and all those. That is just like they were setting the standards. And now, I mean, they're setting the standards in some ways, but then they're pulling back in some other ways. And it's just like, we want consistency throughout. And I get that they're just trying to push a whole thing, but it just doesn't work. It does not work. Like they're just trying to push an all-woman cast, and that's just going to make it
go broke.
It's just like they think that if they make an all-women's cast, that's people, and that's just how it's going to work. Is just how people will be noticed and all that. It's just like, no, people get noticed by putting in the work, by showing that they can do it, and then rising up against adversity. Because I guarantee you, all these, like most people, like Chris Pratt or people like that, or Robert Downey Jr. or Johnny Depp, whoever you want to say, is they had to face adversity to get where they were. It wasn't just given to them. And it just seems like Disney is just giving it to people who didn't really have to work for it or really have to work on their craft. And who knows, Nia DaCosta could come back and be an amazing director someday or amazing writer, but she did not deserve this at this given time. From her past writings, her past directory, this is just uncalled for. She was given $210 million just to have a good time, for no reason, just to put up a crap movie. And like I said, I firmly
they're down $120 million right now.
Yeah. I firmly believe that if Matthew and I were to be given that whole budget and writing and all basically everything that Nia DaCosta was given, this movie would be average. And I'm not
more than what
promising
this is.
greatness from us, but I know that we would be average, because it's what we do. We're just average guys. But this, I just don't know the choosing of it just was not good.
Trolls has made $75 million, and it came out 7 days after the Marvels. It's only behind by $5 million.
And that just tells you that people know that this is trash and it's not going to be good, and people weren't going to do it and weren't going to buy into it.
Let's look at
buy
this.
into this whole thing.
The Marvels is in 4,000 movie theaters. 4,000. Trolls is in 3,900. 100.
Wait,
I'm just trying to make a statistic for no reason.
Yeah,
but it's
I was like, that's just right around
100 movie
4,000.
theaters. Yeah, it's
Like,
38.93 versus 40.30. So,
I mean,
but even in being out 100, like that's crazy.
I mean, the stat that they came out 7 days after Marvel, the Marvels, and then they're making a profit off of their movie. That's huge.
Yeah.
But that's
I actually
guess
Trolls. Trolls was actually a good movie.
I haven't seen it. I like the first one. I haven't seen the second one. I should probably go see that.
Either of them.
I don't know. But that is going to be. I mean, let's see. What else? Is there anything else that you just really wanted to talk and what you did not like about this movie?
I wanted to talk about the fact that Pedro Pascal has been rumored to accept the Mr. Fantastic role since we got the
let's get done
scene.
with the Marvels and then we can move on to
that
Pedro
was the
Pascal.
mid-credit scene.
Oh, was it?
That was the mid-credit scene. That's what I was talking about. It's X-Men, but X-Men's tied to mutants and mutants are tied to Fantastic Four. They're all tied.
Yeah, okay.
Together.
So you're tying, but he wasn't seen.
He was not in it. No.
Yeah, okay. I thought you were saying that he was shown that we
wrap it up. No, it wasn't.
No, I was. But the other thing I also do not like about this whole movie, oh man, Bengals Jacksonville tied it up. Is the Miss Marvel, Kamala Khan. I never really liked the TV show, and I still just don't like it. The family dynamic is just not there for me. I'm sorry. And they look like a fun time sometimes, but I just think they're trying too hard to make it. It just didn't seem believable to me. And I think that's mostly what I'm saying. Is just that they need to do better at how they're being a fan. I guess it's kind of like my child actors. They need to be a specific way, and they are not a specific way, but they just need to act like a kid. And this family just needs to act like a family, but they were not really acting like a family at all. But all right, that'll do it for the Marvels. And that was the last thing I really wanted to talk about, the problem I had. But now let's get into what Matthew wants to talk about, which is Pedro Pascal, which, by the way, before I will also say that I heard that for The Last of Us, they are having to extend or to postpone the filming of it because everybody wants more Pedro. And so
they want Daddy Pedro, baby.
Who doesn't? With that guy, my word, we got to end on a good note, We got to end on a good note, dude.
Yeah. But I will say this. I'm not too excited.
About him being
him being Mr. Fantastic.
Why is that?
Couple things. His name is John Krasinski.
Were you hoping more of him?
John Krasinski to me is the Mr. Fantastic. I was an early adopter of the fan casting of John Krasinski playing Mr. Fantastic. Obviously Jim in The Office being a big point, but not just that, but The Quiet Place also. And just seeing him in Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness, him in the suit. Yeah, I mean he's Mr. Fantastic to me. Reading the books, looking at different characters, I'm just like, okay, he fits the role. Do I think that Pedro Pascal can play Mr. Fantastic? Absolutely. And I think he's going to crush it. Obviously.
Yeah.
There isn't a role that I've seen with Pedro Pascal that hasn't been good. So I'm not worried about that. I was just really excited to potentially have John Krasinski in the MCU. Obviously, The Office is one of the best TV shows that are out there. Obviously, and he played a huge role. But I also I don't know if I see Mr. Fantastic in Pedro Pascal, and I don't know. Maybe I just need to see him on screen. Maybe I need to see him in the suit to be able to make that decision. But I was kind of upset, but kind of like bittersweet because I know he's good, but it's not my pick. It's not my first choice. So
yeah, I think I'm with you. I think with seeing John Krasinski in Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness or whatever it was, I think we wanted that, and I think he would be. He's America's, not even America. He's just everybody's lover boy. Like everybody loves John Krasinski. Same thing though with Pedro Pascal.
Sure.
And so I don't think it's necessarily a bad move. I get what you're saying that we've already have a glimpse of what Mr. Fantastic looks like, and we want it. But now we're giving a different look, and we're not about it. We don't want that, and we want something else. And I get that, and I think I'm aboard. I either or, if I had to choose any of them between the two, I don't think I would choose any one specific one that I would be super upset. I gotta give away this one. It's just like they're both really great actors. They're both guys that have really proven themselves in their career that I am all aboard for. And I'm looking at some fan art with Pedro Pascal that looks pretty sweet. Let me show you this. It's basically an AI thing of Pedro Pascal, and he looks pretty sweet. But I don't know. It's a full it's like an animated one. But
oh, gotcha.
But he does look the part. He does look like, a Mr. Fantastic, and I'm not. But the other thing is, where is it? John Krasinski still looks like Mr. Fantastic too. So either or. I'm not disappointed or anything about this. But I think it is a little bit too much for people to have their hopes on John Krasinski and then completely have it ripped away from them, finding out that Pedro Pascal is probably going to play Mr. Fantastic. And I don't know. That sucks. But at the same time, pretty cool, Yeah, but Pedro, what a story the guy's come from, basically nothing to something. And that's what we were talking about with freaking the Marvels is that you gotta work for it, and the reason why a lot of these actors are so good is because they gave up so much, so they had to put their whole heart and life and everything into this. I don't necessarily know too much about what's her face name, but you'd never heard of her before. And that's the point.
Bon Villani?
You've never heard of her before. So that's
what a freaking resume so far though for her. She's never been in a movie before.
Never.
Maybe personal stuff. I imagine.
Probably, yeah.
First movie, TV series, she's in a freaking Marvel movie. Like, that's ridiculous.
Yeah, it is ridiculous. I don't know. It's this whole thing is ridiculous, dude. I don't know. It's crazy. Anyway, I don't know. I don't know if we want to talk too much more about that old thing.
No, you're good. I just wanted to make my one comment.
Yeah, about Pedro. Well, that'll do it for the potty. Guys, like I said at the very beginning of the podcast, make sure you guys are following us on all our social, and we'll make sure we are interacting with you guys as much as we can on there. If you guys want to send us some feedback, you can definitely do that by sending an email or sending us a direct message via social media. Email is the Goof and Goober Show at Gmail, and you can find us on all social at the Goof and Goober Show. We check those regularly. And so if you guys want to check out that stuff and what we're doing there, awesome. But stay tuned. Like I said, is that we are starting up something this Christmas, and we're super excited. So make sure you are staying tuned for that. On that note, guys, thank you for listening. We love you. We've missed you, and we hope you have a great time. We'll see you next time.
Have a great freaking week, boys. Have a great week.
Peace. And that's a wrap on another hilarious and unforgettable episode of the Goof and Goober Show. We hope you had as much fun listening as we did recording. If you enjoyed the show, don't forget to hit that subscribe button so you never miss out on our future goofiness. Join us next time as we continue to explore the weird and wonderful world of laughter and entertainment. Remember, you can always connect with us on social media and share your favorite moments using hashtag Goof and Goober Show. Until next time, stay goofy, stay goober, and keep spreading smiles wherever you go. Thanks for tuning in to the Goof and Goober Show with Matthew and Regan.